Hey y'all, what's up? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to episode 5 of our Prison Escape Beginnings Let's Play. Today, we're gonna keep working to get out of this pesky prison, and hopefully it won't be as scatterbrained as the last episode, but I'm Big Wooly, and there's not a lot in that don't get distracted chest, so we're liable to get distracted. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so where were we? Let's look in the chest. Oh, we did get this traveler's sack thing, which seems interesting. So, to let all items through, blah, blah, blah. Certain items placed in filters, mod mode, ignoring damage. Interesting. Turn this on to make items that get picked up automatically go into the sack. Oh, interesting. So it's like a backpack, sort of. Maybe. I don't know. We got that for free from Quest Reward, so we're going to put it back in the chest. All right, where were we? Let's take a look at the quest book and try to figure out what we were doing. Yes, we just got started on Just Dire Things. It wants us to get 15 raw ferrocore, which means we need a lot of raw iron. Now, that's what we were doing. So at the end of the last episode, we got our simple coal generator going, and I told you guys I was going to make up some of the dire coal, which is just taking coal blocks. I'm over here trying to open like an inventory like we have our AE2 going or something. But we've got a bunch of coal from all the sieving we did, and if we put it around our goo, which, by the way, has not run out yet. I haven't had to like reactivate this goo. But as you can see, it's going to convert this. So we're going to let that convert so you guys can see the process for the coal. And right now, we are kind of low on iron. Not really, but we need to process it. So we were working on getting to the mechanical version of the squeezer so we don't have to jump up and down on this ourselves. So let's take a look at where we are on getting into that mechanical squeezer. Need a diamond, no problem. Obsidian, yep, got it. These thingies. Okay, so we need 1, 2... 3, 4, because we need 2 of these. So we need 4 blocks of crystallized mineral, which I don't think we're going to have. I think we have a little bit. Yeah, we don't have 4 blocks. But if we were to make a drying basin, we should be able to make some on our own the manual way by jumping up and down on some mineral logs. So what do we need for that? We need a couple black dye, any kind of log, and 2 iron. So there's 1 iron. Let's go ahead and well, let's go ahead and do this. We can enrichment chamber these now that we have power. So we'll toss those in here, and then we can toss them over into the electric smelter, and that'll give us 4 iron instead of 3. Whoo! Do we have the like shut up mod muffler? Oh, thank goodness. Energized smelter. Gah. Oh, that was awful. I can take like some of these sounds, but the screechy ones, oh boy. I mean, that's just, it's like nails on a chalkboard. All right, so we needed some dye. I do believe that I made the dye that we needed, but I don't remember where I would have put it. Yep, there we go. So we needed 2 black dye. I made it the same way, the soaked paper in our little rack, and some coal. So we have that. We're going to need some regular logs. Do we have any in here? No, but there's some out in the yard. Let's go get them. I mean, we're still in jail out here. Don't ever forget that. This is still in prison. But we've got logs out here. Oh, that's a quest, apparently. And so now we should be able to make a squeezer. Or a drying basin, I'm sorry. And what we'll be able to do with this drying basin is if we grab out some mineral logs. Now, if you look at your squeezer, there's the little lines on the bottom. That will flow fluids into adjacent inventories when you have something that can accept it there. So if we take a mineral log and we squeeze it, it's going to fill up this basin with mineral resin. And then over time, this mineral resin should cure into a block of crystallized mineral, which is what we need. So we need 4 of these. So let me do some squishing here, and I'll get right back with you, but we're going to have to squish a total of 4 of these logs, and we should have everything we need to make our mechanical squeezer. And then we'll probably need to go ahead and just make 4 more for the mechanical drying basin, but let's check that recipe after we're done jumping up and down. All right, to try and get ahead of things, I went ahead and squished down 8 logs to get us enough to hopefully do both of these. So we're going to pretend like we know that it's going to work, and we're going to pick up both. Now, as you can see, when our coal was done converting here, turns into raw primal coal. We can vein mine it, and that's going to give us primal coal. So this produces more RF per tick and has a longer burn time than regular coal in here. So right now we've got 1,000,000 FE stored up, but it will produce, I think it's 120 FE a tick. Once it starts burning, it'll tell you when you mouse over the little flames. But right now, we've got our 3 machines hooked up, and we've got 2 more that we want to make. So we want to get into this mechanical squeezer so we can set up some automation on doubling our ores, which means we need probably 4 of these batteries if we look at the mechanical drying basin. Yep. So we need 4 of these batteries. We need 3 obsidian. Let's get that stuff. So 3 obsidian. 1, 2, 3. We're going to need some redstone blocks. I don't know how many. We're going to take all of our mineral chunks and mechanical squeezer. Oh, we forgot the diamond. We're going to need a diamond. All right, so mechanical squeezer. We need batteries. We're going to need 4 of them. Oh, we're a little short on the crystallized mineral, but we made an extra block. So now we should be able to make up the 4th one. No, we need 1 more. Dang it. We were 1 short. Okay, now that I've picked all this up, let me put it all back down. Oh no, wrong way. Lines are going the wrong way. All right, 1 more block. We were 1 block short, Wooly. Come on, you almost had it. We're probably more than that short, and I'm just getting excited for nothing, but we'll see. Okay. Wait for it. There we go. All right, we need 1 more of these batteries. Okay, and then we need to pick these up again. Dang it. Okay, mechanical squeezer, go. And drying basin, go. Nice. So we have the RF versions of both of those. We can pick our button back up off the floor. And now we should be able to, ooh, you know, if we put the mechanical squeezer right here on top of the enrichment chamber, and then we were to put our ore in there, I think it auto outputs to the bottom. So if we put that in here, it's going to give us 4. Now, if we tell you, let's clear all sides, and we tell it that you can take items in from the top. And then you auto-eject fluid to adjacent tanks. Oh, no, we want you to auto-eject the inventory. Dang it. All right, well, it's not going to auto-eject it. So we're going to need some kind of pipes. Either the mechanism pipes or some, I think pipes is in here, like the pipes mod pipes. They are. What do mechanism ones take, though? So what are those? Logistical transporters? What do they take? Some steel and a basic control circuit. Okay, well, that's not too bad. We've got some redstone still in there, and I think we've got a little bit of osmium still cooked up from the freebies that you get. Nice. So if we were to put in just 1... All right, we're going to end up moving this mechanical squeezer up, but we did get a ton. We can put this in the enrichment chamber, and we can tell it that clear sides, you're going to take an input from there, and then we're going to go here, and we're going to tell it that you can output with auto eject on, and that's going to squeeze down our iron and spit it out into the energized smelter. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so do we have any of these universals left? We do. Let's come up 1, and then we will be able to put our mechanical squeezer up here. Then all we need is this control circuit and some of our steel. And we can make some logistical transporters. So it was like that, right? With a basic control circuit in the middle. Yep. Okay. Now, we're going to need the wrench at some point, because I think right now is when we're going to need that wrench, because this isn't going to auto output down to our enrichment chamber without us telling this to pull. So what does the configurator cost us? Configurator. A steel, an osmium, and 2 iron. I think we have all of that on our person. So let's go over here and craft up our configurator. Nice. There we go. I need to move that fire. So now shift right click, we're gonna set that to pull. And now when we put our ores in here, it's gonna auto eject them into the enrichment chamber and then out into our smelter. And that's all gonna run off of our Just Dire Things coal, which, let's see, FE per tick, 120 FE per tick is what we're getting off of the primal coal. When we get into the next tier of goo, the next tier of coal will be more RF per tick in the same block. So it'll be nice. That'll scale with us a little. And right now, we've got iron coming in. Okay, making some progress. All right, oh, we need ferrocore. That's why we need the iron. Okay, cool. So we need 15 raw ferrocore to proceed with that quest line. Let's take a look at the witch water here. So, oh, we got our grains of infinity, and then we did our configurator. Oh, that gave us some second tier mechanical pipes. So we've got fluid ones for free, ultimate fluid ones for free. Heck yeah. Let's toss all this in the backpack so we can keep up with those. And then do a little inventory management real quick, because, you know, a cluttered inventory is my normal inventory, but it also makes it hard to find things when you need them. So if we just try and keep it somewhat orderly, I don't think porcelain clay needs to stay in there. It can go right there, because I doubt we're going to be using too much more of that. All right. Now, industrial foregoing. Oh, we started that because we got our pity machine frame for our goo. Fluid extractor, latex plastics. I seem to remember seeing plastics on the list pretty soon, so we may need to get into that. Oh, we got a purple laser lens. Well, that can go straight into the miscellaneous chests. Getting all of this stuff like processed and hammered automatically is going to be important for the near future. So speaking of hammering automatically, that is in our quest line. It's, where is it? Starter automation. So we have the mechanical hammer, which we're going to need to make, and we have the mechanical sieve, which both of these seem to take a lot of iron, cast iron. So those are 4. That's 4 times 3 is 12 cast iron we need for that one. And then this one is just a lot of iron and, oh, any tier of hammer. Okay. Does the tier of hammer change the craft? Like, is it a different machine, or does it not matter? I guess we'll find out. So that is like fully backed up. So we probably want to start taking a look at some point in the near future into upgrades, but maybe only once we get some automation going for our resources here. So, oh, I know I mentioned at the beginning, but in case I've forgotten so far, Cyberfuel Studios, check out their channel. They're playing the same pack. I really enjoy their content. If I remember, I will put a link in the bottom of this video, as well as hopefully I'll remember to do it on episode 1 when I shout them out the first time. But those guys are hilarious. I don't know their relationship. Like I said, I want to say I think they're like cousins or something. I think they've mentioned it, but I don't know. Either way, I love their content. They are so much fun. They really work well together, and I feel like you should give them a watch. It's a pretty good watch. All right. We're still processing iron right now. We could go ahead and start squeezing something else. Let's start squeezing gold. I have a feeling we're going to need gold and probably copper in large quantities. So we'll get our gold going. We'll take out those 2 raw iron because it has to be in sets of 3 for the machine to process it. So we'll just set those aside in our storage. And now, we're waiting on a bunch of iron. Let's see how much we have and how far we can get. So we've got 27. That's what, like 3 blocks? Plus 6. Okay. So let's take a look at our mechanical hammer. We're going to want more than one of these. So this is going to be pricey to get all this going. But as soon as you automate it, you get more of everything faster, right? So all we need now is another hopper, which we just need a couple logs for. By the way, I think it's not... Is it Reliquary, I think, that adds the recipe for the hopper where you just use the logs? But whatever mod adds this recipe, utilitarian, there you go. That is lifesaver. Because, you know, if you have the resources to make the chest, why do I got to craft the chest? Come on, nobody wants to craft that chest. All right. So we've got our hopper. Now we just need a hammer of any kind. It says it can be any kind. So we're going to make a stone hammer at first and just see if there's like a difference in the tier or something. But there's the hammer. And then now if we go to a mechanical hammer, there we go. Let's see. What does the interface look like? Okay, so we still have to put a hammer in it. Cool. And I guess it's going to consume durability. Takes energy. Awesome. So the goal would be we want power somewhere near our cobble gen. So if we were to take our cobble gen and bring it in here, nobody saw that. You didn't see me do that. All right, so let's bring our cobble gen in here in the corner. And then now our mechanical hammer, can it pull? It's probably not going to be able to pull. Redstone mode. Okay, it's not going to be able to pull. So let's take it and put it... Well, let's bring it forward kind of in line with all the other machines. And then we're going to need to break this connection because we don't want anything going into here from our squeezer. And then, oh, you know, we probably could... We could make it work. We could put a pusher upgrade in here to push into this. But in that case, let's bring this forward so we've got a place for power behind everything. Okay, so there we go. And then the drawer on top. And then we're going to put the hammer right here. And then if we were to... let's see. We need a pusher. What is a pusher upgrade going to take? So, pusher upgrade. Okay. It is a drawer. What are those? Any stone, a hopper, and redstone. Okay. We've got that. So, a drawer. Redstone. Hopper, and what was the other? Drawer, hopper, redstone, and stone. I think I smelted us up some stone. There we go. Okay, so pusher. Just missing the hopper. There we go. There's our hopper. And there's a pusher. Okay. And so now, if we were to take our pusher upgrade, put it in here, and we want it to push to the right, it's going to push cobble into our hammer. Awesome. Now we need power. Okay, so it's got power, and then it needs a hammer. Now it's going to consume these hammers, so let's see what a diamond hammer takes to make and see how much longer it lasts. Hammer, diamond hammer. It's just 2 diamonds. Yeah, there's no reason not to make diamond hammers. Now we may have to figure out a way to like get these in there, but for now this is like just keeping me from having to do it, and we can kind of, you know, take a peek at all of this as we need to, and we will hopefully get to a point where we can get it 100% automated. Oh, it hammers without a hammer? Does it go faster with a hammer? Interesting. So it does go faster with a hammer, but it hammers without a hammer. That was... okay, I'll take it. All right, so now we've got automated gravel. And now if we go look and make a mechanical sieve, we can take and sieve this stuff automatically. Oh, we didn't make our cast iron. Okay, so we got enough iron going? Yep, got a bunch of iron coming. And then I broke our campfire, dang it. What was it? We needed treated sticks for the campfire. And some coal. Treated sticks, campfire. And coal coke, which we have. There we go. Let's put the campfire somewhere where I'm not going to jump up and down on it. How about on top of the furnace right here? So there's got to be a better way to get our cast iron. Let's take a look and see what those options are. Okay, cast iron ingot. Seriously, just campfire smelting. Okay. So, yeah. Hopefully it's only needed for like the getting out of the early game automation stuff. But we're going to craft up 12 of these for our 3 gears, and I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So, mechanical sieve, we need to make our cast iron gears. We need all 3 of them. And then we're going to need some iron bars and 2 more blocks of iron. Now, we made iron bars before. And 2 more blocks of iron. We've got just enough. Okay. Oh, and we're going to need a little more iron for a hopper. Hopefully it's smelted up by now. And look, this thing's just... Oh, it's burning through the primal coal. I thought it was sipping, but nope. We are burning some coal, but that's okay. We're doing a lot with power right now. So, and we filled a lot of buffers too. So hopefully that'll slow down its consumption. If not, we're going to have to step up our power gen. We need a couple more logs or a chest. Oh, we have a chest, right? Hopper, we should have the chest. Yep. There we go. So now our mechanical sieve. And then this one is probably going to take one of our meshes, which we might have to go outside to get. But I wonder, does it take things in from there? No, it does not. Okay. Well, then how do we do this? We're going to need to get power to it. So let's go. Oh, we're out of cables. Okay. Let's go. We're going to go up. We're going to put it all like on the ceiling. Hopefully we can hopper into it the right way. And then we need some more logistical pipes. So we're going to need our osmium. We're going to need some redstone. Or no, universal cables, which I think is just these, right? It's this and redstone. Nope. What is it? Universal cable. Steel. Okay, so are we out of steel? Do we have steel left? We have 1 steel left. Did we make any more steel in our furnace over there? Let's see. We did not, but we can make 1 more steel that way, and that'll give us enough for a cable. There we go. So now we can craft up our new 1 more set of cables here. Sweet. And that'll get us power to the mechanical sieve. Now we need to get our drops in, so let's grab out some logistical transporters. And then if we were to, I don't know, pipe out of this and into that, will this work? And then if we were to put it here and tell you to push to the up, you will still push, hopefully. And then if we were to bring our sieve up, okay, let's go over. So that's got power. Let's put our sieve right here. Now it has power. And then hopefully we can do this and it works. Aha! All right, so now it's going to sieve and produce resources. Bingo. All right, now this is the part I wanted to get to. Downside is kind of ugly. But if I do this, okay. I see what to do. All right, so if we were to take this out too, and we go, we were to go up and here, and then we bring one more back and into the top, and then we're gonna have to be real ugly on power to get it over, which is fine for now. Now we should be able to take our storage controller that we got, I think we got from a quest reward, but we should be able to make one at this point too. And if we were to put our storage controller, because functional storage doesn't require the drawers to be touching each other, and we put this here, and then we put a logistical transporter there that we tell it can pull. And then now I take these drawers that I made, and oh, we're gonna need linking and locking tools. Uh-oh, what do those take? Can we craft the tools we need? We just need gold, paper, a drawer, and a diamond. Okay, and then let's look at locking together, and what I'll do is I will get all the materials together and come back once we're ready to hook up some drawers. Locking tool. So this is the same thing. So we need 2 drawers, a diamond, an emerald, 4 gold, and 10 paper. All right, I'm going to get all that together. I'll be right back. Alrighty, think I got everything ready to make our configuration tool and our linking tool. These are the tools we need for functional storage to be able to lock, link, all sorts of stuff. These work with, if we have ender drawers in here, that's how you set frequencies and stuff. I haven't looked for all that. But right click on our storage controller. We're gonna put it in multiple by shift right clicking. We're gonna add this whole wall. And what it'll hopefully do is it will start putting everything in here, hopefully only 1 per drawer, and we don't end up with duplicates. Because if we do, then what we ought to do is we're going to do this. We're going to lock it. Let's lock all of them. And then let's see, do we have any duplicates already? That is 10. That's zinc. That's aluminum. Okay, so far, no duplicates. And then we should be able to come in here and take out pretty much everything that's in here. That'll get rid of anything that has already got a drawer, and then we just need to set the rest. We're gonna need more drawers. I'm gonna have to chop more trees, but the point is we need to get all this in here, and I really should have put it all into compacting drawers for our chunks, because that would automatically convert it to ores, but we are gonna need more iron for those to get that going. So iron will probably be the first one I put in that way, and then we will go from there on that. So it looks like lead didn't get a drawer, so we need at least 1 more for lead. We're going to need 1 more for emerald. And then it looks like coal and flint, maybe? So let me go chop some trees, get us a few more drawers, and we'll wrap up with automated resource generation. Alrighty, we're back. So I got a bunch of trees. I got us enough stuff for all kinds of drawers, but I also was looking at it, and compacting drawers, especially simple ones, aren't that expensive. They just take a piston and some stone, which I'm going to have to smelt up more, but we kind of ran out of power doing all of our auto stuff, so, you know, fix one problem, make 82 more. Anyways, it's not liking that drawer, I'm guessing, because it's locked, but I pulled our iron out. I thought I pulled our iron. I pulled our nickel out. And if we take and we put this drawer back down and we take our nickel ore chunks. Oh, it doesn't work? What do you mean it doesn't work? Okay, so simple compacting drawers for, you know, compressing these is a no-go. So ignore Wooly. That doesn't work. Yeah, doesn't work. So yeah, back to the original plan of a drawer for each thing, and we still need to get our lead and our emerald and our flint. I think we get coal. So, but coal definitely could go in the simple compacting drawer. So let's put that there, and then let's put our coal into it. There we go. And now if we lock and link all these drawers again, so linking tool. And then single. There we go. And then everything should be linked. And now if we lock them, they're unlocked. Now they're locked. Now once we get power going again, everything we get should automatically get sorted into its appropriate places. Now with just dire things, I don't know. I wonder if we make this into a block of primal coal, does it burn longer and stuff? Let's find out. So primal coal block. If we put U in here by 1, what do we get? 120 FE a tick with a much longer burn time, a 6-minute burn time. So I'm guessing it's probably the same either way. Burn speed multiplier 2. So that should get us generating resources again through our diamond mesh, and then we'll keep an eye on this to see if we missed anything that needs to go in here for gravel, and we'll look at the next time into expanding our power, because that ain't gonna cut it if we can't keep up with the coal with our automated resource gen. We are going to need better power and to keep moving, but we got automated resources done today, and that is actually very exciting. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, smash the thumbs up, subscribe, bells for notification, and we'll see y'all next time.